Welcome to Credence IAS Weekly Current Affairs. In this video, we will be discussing about the Karnataka current affairs which has happened in the month of 4th week of the March, okay, and the last week of the March. What are the current events which have took place? We are going to discuss in this video. First, we will discuss about Madan Gopal. As all we know, Madan Gopal is a former Additional Chief Secretary who served for the government of Karnataka. He is a retired IAS officer. He has written a book. So, the name of the book which he has written is Rainbow Years, Conflict to Contentment. Conflict to Contentment. So, this book has been recently launched. It is a book on fiction which talks about various things with regard to the from the period from 1980s onwards, how the characters have been evolved, where it talks majorly about the fiction stories, how it has resulted in the evolution of the society with regard to different perspective or thinking of the different persons. So, you need to remember his book, so it can be asked in the objective type questions. So, to move into some different some of the other additional aspect with regard to Madan Gopal, he has also written earlier book. That book was called as Kanchanjunga. So, it is about Kanchanjunga diary. So, it is majorly with regard to the nature, with regard to Himalayas. So, it is give a view or detailed account with regard to trek with regard to Himalayan mountains. So, this is the various aspect with regard to the Madan Gopal. Moving on to the next aspect. So, this is the Victoria Hospital Trauma Center. Why it is in news means, so you can add this point for your mains, okay, where in the mains examination in the GS3 paper, how technology or science and tech is used in medicine or application of science and technology in medicine, if the question comes. So, you can quote this example. What they have done is, the Victoria Hospital, the government run hospital, has shifted towards what we call it as the automated monitoring system. So, here the patients which are who are in ICU or monitoring unit will now be remotely monitored. They now will be remotely monitored using AI technology, using artificial intelligence technology. So, you can add two more points here. Use of science and technology in the medicine, also you can add this point, or application of AI, artificial intelligence, also you can add in the field of medicine. You can quote this example. So, this is how the science and technology has been employed in the field of medicine. So, this is majorly a mains point of view point. So, you can add this point with regard to the science and technology paper. Okay. Then moving on to the next aspect. So, this is NMS2 variety of rice. This is in news. So, this rice, a unique variety of rice, has now got a patent, or it is registered by the government of Karnataka under the Farmers Rights Acts, Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers Rights Act of 2001. So, under the Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers Rights Act 2001, the government of India has given recognition to this variety of rice. So, what is the uniqueness of this rice? This rice has a different color. First, it has a brick red color. It has a brick red color with highly nutrition content, and the yield is also more, at least 80 hectares, 80 quintals per hectare. So, this is the yield which this rice will provide to the farmer. Earlier, for the normal yield, it is about 65 quintals per hectare. So, whereas this rice gives us what we call it as 80 quintal per hectare. So, these are the uniqueness of this rice, and this research has been carried out by the a person, okay, this by person in his field, and even the rice, even the Horticulture Research Institute also has taken the field trial from 1990s also. So, in the recent year it has got the patent, means it has given the protection right. It is developed by a person, a farmer called Shankar Guru. He is from T Narsapura. He is from the T Narsapura. So, this farmer has developed this unique variety of rice. So, by this farmer he will get what we call it as the exclusive right of production, marketing, distribution and other aspects with regard to this rice for the initial period of 6 years. Okay. And this rice, the unique rice, is named as NMS2. So, it is called as NMS majorly because it is developed by this person called as Shankar Guru. So, based on him, the Narsipura Madarahalli Shankar, his name was Narsipura Madarahalli Shankar. So, based on his name, the rice variety has been named. So, you can need to remember the type of rice variety which has been coined and what are the unique features of this rice and from the farmer belongs to which place. So, this is what you need to remember from this topic. So, moving on to the next aspect, that is BWSSB theme park. So, why it is in news means it has completed 10 years. Since its inception, it has completed 10 years, that is why it has been in news. In 2012, BWSSB has constructed the theme park in Jayanagar, spreading on 1.2 acres of land, where it talks about novel future or novel methodologies for conservation of water. So, you can add this point for the mains majorly. So, where you can take this point. So, current related updation with regard to your GS paper 3 or also GS paper 2 in geography also there is the water conservation methodologies, where this theme park talks about 24 novel methods of conservation of water. So, it talks about various methods starting from the rooftop solar rooftop rainwater harvesting to the various methodologies which we employ. So, based on that it will give guidance and awareness to the persons to cultivate the habit of conserving the rainwater. And also you can add one more point here. According to the recent CAG report, Comptroller and Auditor General of India report, it said that the BBMP and BWSSB, the civic agencies which are involved in the maintenance of Bangalore, could have harvested or could have properly utilized the rainwater, which they are not doing to the 100%. According to the report, it said that the 73% of water need of Bangalore can be used if we conserve the water during the rainy season. If you properly conserve the water through the novel, modern and unique conservation of aspects, we can utilize the water. The 73% of the Bangalore's water needs can be fulfilled by conserving the water during the rainy season. So, you can add this point during your any answer to substantiate your points, or in the essay fodder also you can add. So, this is important with regard to the mains point of view. Okay. This is with regard to the BWSSB's theme park. Moving on to the next aspect, this program Vanita Sangati, this is a program initiated by the government of Karnataka, where it gives free bus pass. So, it has been announced in the last budget itself. It gives free bus passes to garment workers. So, in the objective type question, if it comes, the Vanita Sangha consider following statement with regard to the statements which are correct with regard to Vanita Sanghati. They may ask you, it is a free bus pass given to agriculture farmers. If that is the statement given, it is wrong. It is the free bus pass given to the garment workers, and under this initiative, the government and the government workers and labor department, will bear what we call it as labor department bear the 40% of the cost each. So, labor department will bear 40% cost and the garment workers will bear the 40% cost. then the rest 20% of the cost is bear by BMTC. BMTC will pay the remaining 20%. So, this is the breakthrough or where the contribution is made towards getting this free bus pass to the government workers. So, moving on to the next aspect. So, this is regarding to Bengaluru Vinaya, it is Vinaya Samarasya Yojana. Vinaya Samarasya Yojana. The government of Karnataka in the recently announced budget also has brought in this issue, brought in this new program called as Vinaya Samarasya Yojana. What it talks about? It talks about eradication of untouchability. Eradication of untouchability from Karnataka. So, why it has named after Vinay or Vinaya? So, there was an incident took place in the year of 2021 where in Koppal district a Dalit boy by name Vinay has entered a temple premises, to take shelter during the rainy season. This temple, when he has entered the temple premises, the management board of the temple has fined him, has given some punishment, and also this family has imposed a fine of 25,000 for entering the temple. So, you can see that still after our independence still the untouchability prevails. In order to prevent this, in order to eradicate untouchability from the state and also from the society, the government has brought in this program, and the culprits such as the management which has been involved in penalizing the family and also the child are been found guilty and they have been punished according to the law. So, this Vinay Samarasya Yojana will majorly talks about eradication of untouchability from the state. So, article you can correlate article 17 of the constitution which talks about eradication of untouchability. So, practicing of untouchability in any form is punishable under the law. So, this is what we need to understand. You need to remember the name of the program and what it is been brought for. Moving on to the next aspect, that is the reservation issue. So, recently in government of Karnataka there is a demand from certain section of society to increase the reservation percentage for their community. In this issue, the ST community wants to increase their reservation percentage from 3% to 7.5%. So, this is the growing demand from the scheduled tribe community to increase the percentage of reservation, okay, from 3% to 7.5%. The government has responded to their demands and it has said that it has set up a committee under the former Upa Lokayukta of government of Upa Lokayukta of Karnataka government, Subhash Adi. So, you need to remember this name of the chairperson who heads the committee to look into this issue and give report to the government as early as possible, so that the government can take a call or take a decision on this matter. Earlier also the government has established one more committee called as Justice Nagmohan Das committee. This committee also went into look into the issue with regard to ST reservation, and this committee has favored in hiking the reservation or increasing the percentage of reservation allotted to this particular group. Now, since the demand is growing, the government has established one more committee look into this issue and take a decision on increasing the reservation for this particular community. Going on to the moving on to some other aspects. So, overall in Karnataka the reservation ratio is as for SC it is 15%, for ST it is 3%, and for category 1 it is 4%, category 2A it is 15%, for category 2B it is 4%, category 3B it is for 4%, and category 3A 3B it is 5%, category 3A 4%. So, this is the ratio of reservation percentage allotted to various communities such as SCs, STs and OBC. This is other backward class communities. So, you can just have a rough remember the rough idea of the reservation. It may be asked in the objective type questions prelims, and also you need to remember the name of the chairpersons who headed the committee with regard to increasing the reservation for the ST community. So, moving on to the next aspect with regard to the current issues. So, this is Varnika. So, what is in news? Recently, the RBI governor has visited Mysore and he has opened a new manufacturing unit called as Varnika. So, it is a manufacturing unit of Bharatiya Reserve Bank of India, Bharatiya Reserve Bank of India Note Mudrana Private Limited, Bharatiya Reserve Bank of India Note Mudrana Private Limited. It has set up a ink manufacturing unit at Mysore. So, you also know that there is a printing machine of banking notes in Mysore also. Okay. Apart from that, there is another unit has been established to manufacture ink which is required for printing of the notes. So, it has two important aspects such as it will ensure the proper security to the bank notes, security of bank notes, and it also strives to achieve Make in India concept or Atmanirbhar, Make in India initiative and Atmanirbhar aspect. This manufacturing unit, it also produces color shift intanglio ink, CSSI, color shift intanglio ink, which is very helpful, for minting the notes and providing the required security and also ensuring the what we call it as the self reliance concept of India, where it can have a self reliance with regard to printing of notes. That is what you need to understand with regard to this issue. Moving on to the next aspect, it is Banjor India. It is nothing but it is an annual festival. It is an annual festival between India and French. Between India and French. So, here both the culture, Indian's culture and French culture will be exchanged, and various events, programs and other cultural programs will be exhibited and performed at various locations in the India and other places, majorly metropolitan cities such as Bangalore, Mumbai, Ahmedabad. So, in the under various locations these cultural programs will be exhibited. So, it is a cultural exchange program between two countries, that is the India and French. So, earlier due to the pandemic, this festival or the cultural exchange festival has not happened due to the pandemic. So, moving on to the next aspect is the global investor meet. So, government of Karnataka has decided to bring in the 2022 edition of GIM, Global Investors Meet, in November 2022. In November 2022, it has planned to implement the Global Investors Meet. So, in the theme of this year's meet will be build for the world. You need to remember this may be asked, very potential aspect, build for the world. So, what is the theme of the 2012 Global Investors Meet? It is the theme is build for the world, which would reflect the role of Karnataka, which aims to play a global supply chain role, global supply chain role which the Karnataka has to play in the global industrial environment. So, based on that they have kept the theme build for the world. What the role the Karnataka plays in terms of building the world in terms of industrial setup. Moving on to the next aspect, it is Karnataka renewable energy policy. So, Karnataka state government has brought in new renewable energy policy, and the term for the new renewable energy policy is 2022 to 2027. It is a 5-year program where it focuses majorly on the renewable energy potential of Karnataka state government. So, of Karnataka. So, what are the renewable energy? All of you know this is the wind, solar, and now the hydrogen based fuel, which has been the focus area now. So, the major features of Karnataka renewable energy policy are it wants to generate the capacity, it wants to increase or generate the energy from renewable source to 10 gigawatts, to 10 gigawatts, of which 1 gigawatt must be from the rooftop solar energy. From the rooftop solar energy, 1 gigawatt has to be generated and the rest has to come from the other source. The present generation capacity of Karnataka is 15,392 megawatt. So, other features of this policy is the Karnataka wants to have a major exporter role in terms of renewable energy policies. It wants to establish various energy parks, various hybrid parks. Hybrid park means where it combines both the energies, solar, wind, or combination of different energies, where it can be synthesized at the one particular place. And also it wants to attract the global investment in terms of production of renewable energy in Karnataka. It also wants to establish the power corridors, especially the green power corridors, to generate, to transport and use the electricity or energy generated by the renewable energy sources. So, it is what the Karnataka renewable energy policies talks about. So, you you need to understand with regard to the year and other features. So, you can add these points to the during the mains answer writing also, as well as the prelims point of view also. You need to remember what are the major features with regard to the Karnataka renewable energy policy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching this video.